Here are some ways to get to 150 miles per hour and beyond on a budget. If you want to go to 200 miles per hour, you'll still have to spend a fair amount of money. Even the cheapest 200 miles per hour cars will still fetch over 5 figures on the used market. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 25 of the cheapest cars that can hit 150 miles per hour. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome auto guides, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So now, let's cut to the chase. At 25, Pontiac GTO. With 340 horsepower and 300 pounds-foot of torque, it would be more surprising if the GTO couldn't hit 150 miles per hour. But it could do that and more, topping out close to 160 miles per hour. And while some can be priced ridiculously high, you can expect to be able to pick up a GTO for cheap. At 24, Mercedes-Benz S600. We make no claims that a used V12-powered Mercedes S-Class is going to be cheap to maintain, but there's no denying these cars are ridiculously powerful. They were limited to 155 miles per hour, but could reportedly hit 191 miles per hour if left unrestricted. And what's even more terrifying, but in a good way, is that some of them can be found for less than $10,000. What a bargain. At 23, Infiniti G35 Coupe. The original G35 Coupe is still one of the best-looking cars Infiniti ever made. It's also quick enough to hit 155 miles per hour if you hang on long enough. And you can usually find a clean manual version for around $10,000. Next up at 22, Chrysler 300C SRT8. Chrysler sadly doesn't sell an SRT version of the 300 in the US anymore, but the first examples were incredibly fast. If you have the courage, you can take a Chrysler 300C SRT8 up to 173 miles per hour. At 21, Chevrolet Camaro Z28 SS. Would any list about cheap speed be complete without a Camaro Z28? Even the convertible version could hit 160 miles per hour. A clean example might cost you closer to $10,000, but deals can often be found in the $5,000 range. At 20, Audi S4. The new S4 is one quick sports sedan, but used ones are still capable of some serious speed. The B5 Generation S4 could hit 157 miles per hour when unrestricted, and the follow-up, the B6, offered even more power. And odds are you can pick up a B5 S4 for less than $5,000. At 19, Jaguar XJR. People buy old Jaguars for the classy looks, but when equipped with the automaker's supercharged V8, they're great performers too. Like the German executive sedans it's competed with, the XJR was limited to 155 miles per hour, and they're easy to find for around $10,000. Just leave some room in your budget for maintenance. Next up at 18, Dodge Neon SRT4. The Neon SRT4 may have started life as a compact economy car, but with a bunch of tuning and upgrades from the factory, it's able to hit an impressive 153 miles per hour at full tilt. At 17, it's the Volvo V70 R. The V70 R is an all-wheel drive wagon with understated looks and 300 horsepower. Examples can routinely be found for under $10,000, and top speed is electronically limited to 155 miles per hour. At 16, Audi S8. Believe it or not, even the V10-powered Audi S8 is cheap enough to be on this list. Used ones with miles can be had in the teens, and if you opt for an older V8 model, prices are even more reasonable. Top speed is an electronically limited 155 miles per hour. At 15, Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. People may not like the C4 generation Corvette, but the ZR1 version definitely deserves some recognition. For under $20,000 you get a unique Lotus-designed DOHC V8, a widened body, some serious speed of course. In fact, it could hit 180 miles per hour flat out. At 14, Porsche 944 Turbo. The standard 944 might actually be the better car, but adding a turbocharger definitely made the 944 faster. In fact, the 944 Turbo is fast enough that it'll run all the way up to 157 miles per hour. Finding deals on these can be harder than some of the other cars on the list, but a smart buyer can pick one up for under $15,000. Next up at 13, Mercedes-Benz E55 AMG. E-Class AMGs are the definition of understatement. They look as stately as normal E-Classes, but have some serious performance under the hood. The E55, with its 349 horsepower 5.5-litre V8, could top a speed of 155 miles per hour. At 12, Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4. It's tough to find 3000 GT VR4s in clean, unmodified condition nowadays, but when they do pop up for sale, it's hard to resist. They can top speeds of 160 miles per hour, which is pretty damn quick. At 11, my personal favourite, BMW 750 iL. The V12 7 Series of the 90s is still one of the coolest looking BMWs ever. Examples in perfect condition with low miles can be had for used Ford Fiesta money. Top speed, electronically limited to 155 miles per hour. At 10, Porsche Boxster S. The Boxster will never be the 911, but if you're looking for a bargain, that's probably a good thing. Used Porsche 911 prices are insane right now. 986 Boxsters, on the other hand, are going for a song, and if you spring for the S version, you'll be able to hit 162 miles per hour. At 9, BMW 540i. If it hadn't been for the E39 M5, the 540i might have become a full-on legend. Still, people are starting to recognise what an amazing performance bargain they are on the used market. It was limited to 155 miles per hour, but likely could have gone faster. High mileage examples are scary cheap, but clean ones can also be found for less than $5,000. At 8, Nissan 300 ZX Turbo. Pricing on modified versions can get way out of hand, but a relatively clean 300 ZX Turbo offers outstanding performance at a fair price. It could hit 153 miles per hour, and with a little looking, you can find one for around $10,000. That's not exactly dirt cheap, but it's still quite affordable. Next up at 7, Lexus LS400. If speeding in luxury is more your thing, consider the LS400. It's one of the most reliable cars on the planet, and like the Volvo, is capable of 155 miles per hour flat out before it hits the electronic limiter. At 6, BMW 330i. You don't have to drop money on a purebred M car to break the 150 miles per hour barrier. The E46 generation 330i was electronically limited to 155, and examples can now be had for well under $10,000. At 5, Subaru SVX. Subaru's attempt to move up market with the 154 miles per hour Giugiaro-styled SVX Grand Tourer didn't exactly work out, but that doesn't mean it was a bad car. It was just too expensive at the time. These days you can find them for pennies on the dollar. At 4, Volkswagen GTI. The 7th generation of GTI has been around for 6 years now, meaning early examples with some miles on them can now be had for under $15,000. Top speed is 155 miles per hour. Not bad for a hot hatch. At 3, Ford Focus ST. Of course, the GTI isn't the only modern hatch capable of hitting 150 plus miles per hour top speeds. The 252 horsepower Focus ST can do 155 when given enough space. Best of all, you can find them listed in the low teens on places like eBay. At 2, Nissan 350Z. The 350Z has become a prime choice for sports car enthusiasts on a budget. It packs 300 horsepower from that naturally aspirated V6 under the hood, able to propel the car to a top speed of 156 miles per hour. And finally, at number 1, Chevrolet Corvette C5. The 5th generation Corvette might just be the ultimate performance bargain right now. Do some digging and you can find good examples for under $15,000, and the track monster Z06 isn't too much more expensive. Thanks to its 350 horsepower V8, even a base C5 Corvette can hit 175 miles per hour flat out. And there you have the top 25 cheapest cars that can hit 150 miles per hour. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic auto guides. See you next time.